Hello and welcome to the 9th episode of Fractured Kingdom. Before we start, I have inspiration dice I need to hand out. First off, to Kelsey for doing such an amazing job role-playing as Ori last week.
Thank you.
And also I'm giving an inspiration die to Corvus for your hilarious plan and fun role-playing through that last week too.
So full of blood.
Yes, and without further ado, let us begin. Last we left off, the Crown Gall ventured into the Underdark near Lex's Undercity in search of a fracture that presumably allowed a mind flayer to enter the material plane. After closing the rift, the party fought through a shadowy horror before digging out of a cave-in and returning safely to the surface. Nock, a member of the Black Rose Thieves Guild, contacted Ash and said the books with Michelmas' gambling debts were accidentally lost, though the cleric still vehemently denied the debts for real. The next morning, Dengo, the caretaker for the Valori cemetery, frantically ran into the Glory Road Inn, searching for help. Just before dawn, a woman passed out on his doorstep after presumably killing a group of vampires, but after taking the woman into his home and bandaging her wounds, Dengo realized the woman was also a vampire herself. The party ambushed the injured vampire and eventually formed an uneasy truce after she said she was hunting other vampires. Specifically, she was tracking mind drinkers, vampires with psionic powers, and the evil undead would likely return to try and finish her off at nightfall. The party then set up another ambush using Corvus as bait, and though both Ash and Michelmas fell unconscious to the mind drinkers, the party managed to slay all of the psionic creatures. But they did not have time to rest, for emerging out of the fog and the smoke of the burning outhouse were two mind flayers who had sickly pale blue skin and rows of vampire fangs lining their mouths and tentacles. So, once again, Ash is the first to react to the newest threat.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I would like to cast Healing Spirit. I want to put it on the spot right above Ori. And then I'm going to move through it and then back up a space, so I will get a d6 of healing. Get 2 hit points. Then I am just going to take a shot at purple with my longbow, and I'm going to do sharpshooter. 13 to hit.
13 unfortunately misses as the arrow whizzes right underneath one of its arms.
I will try it again. Sharpshooter. And that's going to miss as well.
The second one misses right between two of its tentacles.
And that'll be it for me.
Okay, Corvus.
First thing I'm going to do is enter my rage, because I assume that the rage from the last battle has subsided.
Correct.
Either way, I'm going to rage again, even if it hadn't. And then I am going to move here, and I'm going to make a Great Weapon Master reckless attack at each one. I want to attack both of them.
You got it.
So I'll make the first attack against purple. $15?
15 just hits.
So 20 slashing and 7 radiant. And then I'll do the same thing against blue. Great Weapon Master, reckless attack. 18?
18 hits.
For 24 slashing. And I will end my turn right there.
Corvus, showing no fear, runs up and stands in between both the mind flayers as he attacks both of them. But with those attacks, he's now drawn the full attention of them both. So the first Mind Flayer is going to move up closer, and with its bonus action, I need Michelmas, Corvus, and Ori to make an intelligence saving throw.
Can I use my fanatical focus ability to re-roll that intelligence save?
Yes, you can.
17.
Dang.
17 is a
Hey.
success. So
Such a good ability. I love it.
That's so good.
while half the party feels their psyche disrupted by the powerful psionic energy from this mind flare, Corvus is able to focus through it and shrug it off. However, Ori and Michelmas are both incapacitated for 1 minute, but you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turns. It is then going to make a tentacle attack at Corvus.
Make it at advantage because I did reckless attack.
Correct. So while it does not crit, it still hits for 6 points of piercing damage. As the fangs sink into your skin, you are also grappled. So then it's going to make one more attack with its claws.
Yep, still at advantage.
Corvus is still able to avoid the striking claws, even though he is grappled by the creature. The second Mind Flayer is then going to move up, and is also going to make a tentacle attack and a claw attack against Corvus. So first, with the tentacle attack,
17 hits.
yeah, 17 hits for another 8 points of piercing damage. With Corvus grappled by them both, it's going to lash out with its claws, which will hit for 6 points of slashing damage and 11 points of necrotic damage, as Corvus feels some of the energy from his life force being drained out by this strange mind flayer. So now, Michelmas is incapacitated and cannot take actions, but you can re-roll the intelligence save at the end of your turn.
I do want to do that. Come on, baby.
9 is a failure, unfortunately. You need 15, but you do have an inspiration die still, which you have not used.
I definitely want to do that.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Michelmas is not quite able to break out of the psionic effect. That will take us to Mari.
all right. I'm just gonna move up my 30 feet to here.
Oh. Did we get to add your aura to saving throws?
Yeah,
Oh no, you should go up there though. Oh, no.
yeah. I gotta. Yeah. And then I'm gonna hit, or I'm gonna try and hit. 17.
17 will hit.
Okay, for 13, and then I'm gonna go ahead and divine smite at a first level.
Okay, it is an undead.
Beautiful. I'm out of second levels. Yeah. For another 10 radiant. Then I'm gonna try and hit him again. 23 to hit.
That will also
Another-
hit.
14 slashing. And I'm gonna divine smite again. For another 13 radiant.
Nice.
Seeing Corvus get grappled by both of these undead mind flayers, Mario runs up and unleashes 2 devastating divine smites on one of them, so it is now very bloodied, but still has Corvus grappled.
And that is my turn.
Ori is unfortunately incapacitated, but can repeat the intelligence saving throw. With Ori still stuck, that moves us back to Ash.
Okay, I'm going to step into my healing spirit to give myself another d6 of healing. I got 3 more hit points. I'm going to move myself back out of it, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to move my healing spirit 30 feet. And I'm going to put it right on top of Mari.
Thank you.
And then I will take a sharpshooter attack at purple.
That one will hit.
For 18 piercing And then I'll do another sharpshooter attack at purple. 22 for 20 more piercing damage.
Nice.
You get sneak attack? Because I'm right next to it, and I'm not incapacitated.
Yep, I would. Sneak attack, and I would get Colossus Slayer on it as well. For
Correct.
One of those. So 7 more.
The second Mind Flayer is now also bloodied as the arrows from Ash go straight into the center of it, as both Mind Flayers now letting out loud, weird cries of pain as they have their small beady eyes looking around, trying to assess all the threats around them at the moment. That will take us to Corvus, who is grappled, who cannot move at the moment.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna, since I can't move, not that I want to anyway, I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. Great Weapon Master, Reckless Attack. I'm gonna start with purple. 16
That will hit.
or 27 slashing and 5 radiant.
Ugh.
And then I'm gonna do the same thing to blue. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go after purple again. I'm gonna make this attack against purple. I'm gonna try and bring him down.
Yes.
Never mind.
Unfortunately, as the Mind Flayer recoiled from the sting of the first attack, it inadvertently was able to step away from his second swing.
I will use my bonus action to try and hit it with the blunt end of my glaive. Using Great Weapon Master and Reckless again.
Yeah.
There we
Yes.
go. For 26 bludgeoning damage.
Corvus, determined to kill at least one of these strange Mind Flayers, is able to bonk one of them straight down on top of its head as it falls down dead on the ground.
Yay.
And I am not moving.
Though one of the Mind Flayers is dead, the other one is still up. And with its bonus action, it is going to use its own Disrupt Psyche because it has not used it yet. So, everyone within 30 feet of it, which is everyone but Ash, needs to make an intelligence saving throw, except for Ori, who's already incapacitated from the first one still.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
I am too.
Michelmas, too. Despite being right next to it, Corvus and Mari are able to shrug off the effect, determined to take down this creature. However, with that being the creature's bonus action, with it having Corvus grappled, is going to drink away at Corvus's blood as Corvus feels this powerful psychic energy tap into his mind and body. Corvus needs to make a wisdom saving throw,
Ooh.
which is a success as Corvus is not letting the Mind Flayer do anything to hurt him or his friends and is able to resist. So, Michelmas, make another int save.
Come on, buddy.
Eh. Ah.
Ooh,
All Michelmas can do is stand and watch as the vampire tries to drink the blood of Corvus. Mari, it is now your turn again.
I'm going to attempt to hit it. Oh, and I got 2
You
points
get
of
2
healing.
points of
Thank
healing
you.
first.
So a 10 does not hit. I'm going to try and hit it again. Oh.
Bummer.
Unfortunately for Mari, the vampire, despite having Corvus grappled and still trying to drink his blood, is still able to keep an eye on Mari and avoid her 2 strikes, determined not to get hit with another Divine Smite.
I'm just gonna bonus action regain a spell slot. And that is my turn.
Okay, Ori,
Hmm.
make an int save.
Yep.
You can do it.
No, I can't.
Unfortunately, Ori, like Michelmas, is only able to stand and watch the fighting of Corvus and Mari. That'll take us back to Ash.
Okay. I don't like seeing my friends being able to not do anything. So I'm just going to do sharpshooter blue. 9 is
Ooh.
not going to do it. And I'll sharpshooter a second time. And 10's not going to do it.
Dang it.
Unfortunately, as the Mind Flayer is very purposely trying to avoid the strikes of Mari, it's very inadvertently, but still getting very lucky avoiding the arrows of ash being fired towards it.
And I think I'll just take a bonus action dodge cunning action then. And that'll be it for me.
Okay, we go back to Corvus.
All right. I'm gonna make 2 reckless attacks. I'm not gonna use Great Weapon Master this time because I want to make absolutely sure that I hit it.
You got it.
There we go.
I'm so
Four.
scared you jinxed it.
14 slashing and 5 radiant. Another 14 slashing, and I'll use my bonus action to try and whack it with the blunt end.
Not needed, Corvus. How would Corvus like to do this?
I like to think maybe I start by, just flavor-wise, kick it in the groin area, and then, like, slash the tentacles off of its face so it's no longer, like, grabbing at me. And then just kind of, like, do a nice downward slash right in its chest, just splitting its ribcage open.
Corvus breaks the grapple with a kick, and as the Mind Flayer recoils in pain, Corvus slashes out on the center of it, right at the face, cutting off the tentacles. And all it can do is scream in pain right before the final slash splits open its chest and falls down dead right next to him and Mari.
And the blood sprays all over me, of course.
And with the fight ending, the vampire will very hesitantly open up the door to Dengo's home and walk out, wondering what happened.
Yeah, don't worry, we got these 2 things too.
The vampire moves up right next to Mari, then looks down at the dead Mind Flayers, their mouth open, shocked, asking, "Do you know what these are?"
Nope, didn't stop to ask.
Of course.
They're dead, that's what they are.
And Ori is able to shake off the stun or incapacitation just at the end of the fight. And do you know what they are?
Yeah, I know what they are. They're Mind Flayers.
That's just.
That sucks.
With Michelmas also able to finally move, the vampire says, "Those are Mind Flayers. And not just any Mind Flayers who are vampirized by the Mind Drinkers. That means that Illithid also entered through the portal. That means everyone who is here in this little village, in that city back there, is better off running. Because if Illithid know of this place, it's already doomed."
Wait, Illithid? What's Illithid?
Mind Flayers, Illithid.
But you didn't know that there were Mind Flayers here. One had killed a friend of ours and disappeared before we were able to take it out.
No, I didn't know they were here. Otherwise, I would have ran. Wait. You saw one?
Yes.
Wait,
And
you
did
would have run? You wouldn't have tried to stop them?
There is no stopping them. The one you saw, did you kill it or did it run away?
It disappeared.
It ran like a coward.
Oh, you think it ran like a coward. What it's actually doing is going back to wherever its home is with all its other pals that snuck in here through this portal, and it's going to come back with a vengeance. You think you scared it off? You just signed your death sentence.
I'd like to see him try.
The portal is gone. They can't come back.
That's assuming that they're not going back to friends who were already through the portal, Mickey.
Well, I'm not willing to stick around to see them try to kill you. With that, the vampire slowly walks away into the fog.
Did
Not
we
like
ever
he's
get her
much
name?
use anyway.
No, you
No.
did not get her name ever at any point between last session and now.
Are we just gonna let a vampire get away?
Ori's making no move to stop her.
I think we have bigger fish to fry.
Or does Mickey say that out loud? Sorry, was that in character?
Yeah, I'll whisper that.
Obviously, we have some other issues of like actively aggressive and dangerous things right now. I think we need to get a hold of a role. I don't know, the king's. Someone needs to be. We obviously can't evacuate a whole city because of mind flayers, but someone should be alerted, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We
should let the Isle Runner know too. Right, I think we should hoof it back into town.
I mean, I can send up to 2 sendings, so I would rather not use a 4th level spell if we're gonna be potentially engaging with these things.
Did you leave any other kind of evidence in the hut?
Make an investigation check, Michelmas.
8.
As Michelmas looks around Dengo's home, it was already pretty cluttered, and you're not quite able to find anything that you know for sure was the vampires, not Dengo's.
I'll try and straighten things up a little before we leave.
We should bring one of these up as proof. Ori says, looking at Marg and Corvus.
As Michelmas is cleaning up, he realizes that the door is still broken from Corvus kicking it in.
Oops. We could use that as a leader to carry one of the things back so you don't have to sling it over your shoulders.
Or I could just bring the head.
We have done that before.
Either way, I think we gotta get moving. I think we gotta get back into town. Quickly.
Then I will attempt to cut the head off of one of these mind flayers and then just sling the head over my shoulder. The one whose tentacles I didn't cut off, so I can sling it over my shoulder by the tentacles from its face.
You got it. Corvus is very easily able to cut off the head of the other mind flayer and sling the head over his shoulder.
I'm gonna go to the burning outhouse and grab like 4 pieces of wood that haven't quite burned, sharpen them up, and stake through the heart for all of our vampire dudes, and move them away from his house, like over here somewhere maybe.
I'll help drag them away.
Does anyone need to take a breather? Like, how are people feeling?
Yeah, I need some healing. I'll just lay on hands myself so nobody has to waste a spell slot.
Or, I mean, we could sit down for an hour. I mean, I know time is... We don't know what their time frame is. Do we need to actually take a breather?
What does everyone think? Am I the only one that's bloodied?
And I'm pretty hurt.
I'm pretty hurt, but I can't get mine back until later. I'll cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds on Ash.
Thank you.
2nd level. 15, and then I will. Oh no, I want. Never mind. I was gonna convert my channel divinity, but we've been seeing undead, so I want to keep that.
Yeah. I lay on hands myself for 10, so I'm at least above half, and then I don't know. I don't know that we have an hour. Whatever anybody thinks, but I think we should at least get into town and tell somebody.
Yeah. Well, who are we gonna go to then?
I think the King's Guard.
Mari, I'll give you another cure wounds too. So 18 to you. Oh,
Oh, thank you.
What was the name of the guy who tried to recruit us again the other day?
That I can double check the name. That would be Sheth.
Yeah.
Black Rose
No,
or
no, no.
the King's
Oh,
Guard.
the
Kingsman.
King's Guard.
Yeah, Sheth is the Lawmaster of Lux.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go tell
Let's
him.
Let's bring a head or two and find Chef.
Did these mind flayer vampires? Did they leave any tracks? Could we follow back to like where they went, or were they floaty too? So there's no footprints to follow when you're floating.
They did not appear to be floating, so you could try to make a survival check.
I'll kind of wave the ground to Ash and see if he wants to.
Sure, I'll try. 22.
Looking behind the now smoldering coals of what once was an outhouse, Ash is able to see some marks on the ground of the path that these mind flayers took. They appear to have come out of a nearby grove of trees.
Looks like they came from over there. You guys want to investigate, or
I think
Should
it's
we
more
just-
important trying to alert someone than trying to
Yeah.
tackle these by ourselves right now. Personally.
Yeah.
What time is it again?
By now, I'd say it'd be around, let's say, 1 a.m.
Jeez.
I'm
The
gonna say, go ahead.
the gravekeeper said that when he looked out at the vampires, that he thought would be in front of his door in the morning, they were gone. They just kind of disappeared. Are they going to be out somewhere, or do they like go to dust when the sun?
No, he said he saw them get turned to dust when the sun rose. And he said it's because of that, because their bodies disappeared. He didn't think any Kingsmen would believe him, since their bodies were gone.
Oh. Well, sunrise isn't for another few hours, though, so we can probably carry a body back to Lux without it turning to dust on us. Right?
Yeah, Mari's gonna go over, pick up a body, and start walking back. She's getting frustrated. She feels like we have to go.
I'll carry another body, and then I'm gonna hand the bloody head and sling it over Mickey's shoulder and say, "You carry this."
It's unfortunately splattered all over my robes already, and I'm like so disgusted. Just so disgusted.
Press attention. Oh no, wait.
Not your call anymore. Ori is not going to prestidigitation right now because it's probably just going to keep dripping on Mickey. So maybe after we put the head down.
Is the door broken in ways that a mending can fix, or is it broke worse than
Mickey, let's go.
Looking at the door, it looks like mending can fix the door.
that? Okay, I'll use my mending stone and fix the door before we leave, and then I'll run to catch up with them.
Despite the cries from Ori to get going, Michelmas takes a couple moments to fix the door, looking almost brand new. And with that, the Crown Gall begins trekking back the bodies of 2 mind drinkers and the head of one of the vampiric mind flayers back into the city of Lux. As the party heads into the city, the streets are empty, which is not very unusual considering the fact that it's night, although with it being such a large city, the party has never actually walked through the city this late at night. It is a little eerie seeing all the empty streets But the party, thankfully, is not seen by anyone, at least not anyone they notice, despite carrying around a couple of dead bodies. And they're quickly able to walk through the streets and find the large armory building. The party walks up to the large, almost anvil-like building, which is used as the armory for the Kingsmen here in Lux. And they see the two large doors at the entrance, which both appear to be closed and locked.
Mari just goes up and pounds on the door.
After a moment, one of the doors opens, and out walks a very annoyed-looking Kingsman who will just look Mari up and down and say, "What's your business?"
We've come to let you know that there might be some creatures loose in town.
Very dangerous creatures that need to be taken seriously. We have proof with us. Gestures
Hold up the head.
frantically behind her.
I'll hold up the head that I've been holding at arm's distance the whole way here. So
We've taken care of some, but we have reason to believe more are loose and at large in the town and incredibly dangerous. I don't know if you heard about the death of one of the innkeepers of the Glory Road Inn outside of Lux, but yeah, the thing that killed him is still around, and clearly there are more than one.
The Kingsman did not look convinced at all until he saw the still dripping head and the two dead bodies that the party was carrying. So he just says,
Who's in charge right now? We need an audience immediately.
Is Shath available?
Wake him up.
do you know what time it is? I'm not gonna wake up. It's like 2 in the morning.
You know what's loose in your city right now?
Just,
People will die.
Just-
It was us.
okay. Just hold on. Okay, I'll be right back. With that, the Kingsman leaves, and after about 6 or 7 minutes, a different Kingsman will walk in and say, follow me.
Thank you. I go back and pick up the body, and then walk back up.
As the party gets led in, one of them will point over towards a closet down this way and will say, I guess you can just, set those things in there for now.
I'll gladly.
If these things
Zip
are
over
dripping
there
blood
and boom.
at all, Ori's gonna make sure to step in the blood and track it with her as far as she can in this building.
There's still a little bit of blood dripping out of Mickey's head, but Ori is able to track a few somewhat bloody footprints into the armory. But the Kingsman will just say, follow me. As he continues leading everyone into the hall, everyone sees a large rectangular chamber with several suits of armor lining the walls and very well-made paintings showing various Kingsmen in battle. The party also sees a couple staircases, some leading up, some down, but he will lead the party down over to the side, over to another area which has a small bed and a couple of couches inside. He'll say, wait in here.
Are you getting
You
Shath?
tell us what's happening? Like, what are we waiting for exactly?
I was just told to bring you to the guest quarters.
Is this guy what is Ori getting from this tone? Is this guy bored? Is he annoyed with us? Is he like...
Make an insight check.
Why isn't he in fear of our news
Why does
or
he
awed
seem
by
to
our
be
presence?
so terrible?
Ori's best guess is that he's just really tired, and he was woken up 5 minutes ago.
You would think you'd get a little adrenaline from the vampiric mind slayers, but what do I know? And flayers. Ori will go into the guest quarters, but she will not sit down.
I
I'm
will.
giving them
These
10 minutes.
those two battles have been nasty. I'm recovering still.
Yeah, do you need some lay on hands or anything?
No, I need a long rest. So.
Okay.
As everyone is talking about a long rest, it occurs to everyone that Dash was hiding out in the fireplace of Dengo's home at one point, and is still very much covered in soot, a lot of which is getting on the couch, in the floor, in these guest quarters.
This pleases Ori.
After about another 5 minutes, the party finally sees the door open up, and a very tired-looking chef, who's not wearing his typical Kingsman armor, which you've seen him before, but is still wearing a somewhat fine tunic and trousers, walks in, and he says, "Apologies, I did not get much sleep before the interruption. So why don't please take a seat," as he looks at Ori and points towards one of the couches.
Ori will sit. Reluctantly.
Sheth will sit down in a chair and ask, "So, tell me from the beginning, what exactly is going on here?"
I don't... I don't think Ori would want to mention the vampire that we let walk away.
No, absolutely not.
So, I think there was a vampire that, I'm sorry, what's his name again? He mentioned,
Dengo?
Dengo, yeah, so, like, we'll say that he did see a vampire, but she wasn't, or, if Ori will say that she wasn't there when we got there, but we decided to, like, stake out the place for a while, and then we engaged with those creatures at, like, nightfall or whatever. No, maybe Ori would claim she snuck away while we were fighting the vampiric mind flayers. That's what Ori would say. She would say she was there. We decided to use her as bait because she told us that the other vampires would be there. She and us weren't expecting the vampiric mind flayers, and when they appeared, she fled. While Mickey and I were totally stunned, and the rest of the party was trying to deal with the monsters, which one of them we recovered. There was another one whose body is still at the cemetery and likely to disappear at sunrise, but if you wanted it, it's there until then.
And also that she mentioned the illithids to us.
Right, and explained, like, the context for the creature that killed Gloria and her husband. Gloria temporarily, I guess, but yeah. And that she thought they were a danger to the entire city.
And who knows how many there are.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll talk about, like, the closing the rift, I think, too, but
yeah.
We have no way of knowing what all and how many came through the rift before we closed it, or how long it was open for, or anything like that.
Wait, they came in through a rift?
Yep. In the Undercity.
Ori, make a persuasion check and a deception check.
Uh-huh.
Not bad.
Nope, just not as good. About half as good, even.
You might say.
From what you can tell, Ori, Sheth seems pretty convinced that there is a serious threat here. You're not sure if he's entirely convinced by your lie that the vampire ran off when all of you were stunned. But at the moment, Sheth looks down at the floor as it looks like he's still contemplating and thinking about everything that Ori has said. And at one point, he'll just sort of lean his head down, holding it in one hand, and let out a long Well, I appreciate all of you bringing this information to us. I will be sure to inform the king and make sure the city is on high alert for any more of these supposed mind flayers. And also any more vampires that may be lingering about.
And we will too, as best as we can, but yeah, I think having the whole city on some sort of alert would be best. They
I'd
do appear to have teleportation abilities.
They can teleport too?
We
I
saw
would think so.
We saw the mind flayer teleport, right?
Yeah, the first one.
We saw at least one of them teleport. Not all of them, but one of them.
Well, that just makes things just great. Well, I do appreciate you bringing this to me. If you do encounter any more of these creatures, please let me know right away.
And
Mhm.
we'd like to be notified if there's ever any sign or evidence of any other rifts. We want to be able to connect the dots of what's going on here and why this is happening, and keep the vile creatures that are passing through away from defenseless citizens.
And we do think that vampiric mind flayers will be restricted by sunlight, but I don't think the mind flayers will be. Because it was daytime and wasn't it still light out and stuff when when the Glory Road Inn was attacked?
It was after sundown when...
Oh, it was. So
yeah, it was after sundown when Ralph
I
was
take that
attacked.
back then. I don't really... Ori wouldn't necessarily think that.
Sheth will say, if there are any more rifts or problems, which I believe your group will be able to help us, I will let you know.
Alright. Well, we will take our leave then, I believe. It was a very strenuous couple fights we had, taking care of the ones that we were able to take down.
I can tell as he looks over all of you.
Corvus is probably bleeding on the floor.
I'm dabbing away at the blood, trying to get the blood off. Not having any luck
Ori's
at all.
not helping with that until at least we're out of the armory, just so you know.
Yep.
Well, if you don't have any other information, then I believe it's best that we all get a good night's rest, at least with what's left of the night.
Agreed.
Alright, well, thank you for taking us seriously. Taking this seriously.
You're welcome. As the party exits the armory, they see the Kingsman who first greeted them at the door has a mop out and is mopping up the small trail of blood that Ori left on the floor.
Or that was out of character. I don't know if my chuckle picked up, but that was out of character.
He will give a very quick glare towards Ori and the rest of you as you walk by.
Ori does not acknowledge him.
Before we head back to the inn, on our way out, is there like a courier service or something that would be open still, like right now? Mari wants to send word to Atreya at her employer's house and potentially to her father.
I mean, also, when we're well clear of the armory, I think Ori would also go to look to Ash and be like, I think you should use the sending stone to alert the Black Rose of the possibility of more mind flayers around the city and being highly dangerous. I don't think they'd look out for many more people beyond their own, but the more people on guard, the better, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they might know more information than the Kingsmen do.
And they were situated closer to the original rift, so potentially at higher risk as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mari would know that any courier service here in Lux is definitely closed at this hour, but would probably be open around sunrise.
Okay.
Can you get any urchins, street folk, pay them a little bit? have them transmit the message?
That's not a bad idea.
We're gonna go
But-
try to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Or we can just message Mari's father.
I was
Ori
so-
will
okay.
offer. Ori will offer. She's not gonna just do it, but she'll be like, I mean, I could message one or the other of them.
Yeah.
I could send them both actually, if we really think we're gonna be able to get a sleep in. I don't know if I wanna. If we really think we're gonna be
No,
able to get a
save-
full rest.
Save one, but can we message? Probably the smarter one is to message my father, but can we send to Atreya?
Yeah, I can send to. I've met Atreya, right?
Yeah.
So I can send to Atreya.
I would really appreciate it. I just think the
Yeah.
more people we have
Alert. Yeah, for sure.
alert, and I think this fight like shook Mari pretty badly.
Of course. Yeah. Or Ori will like give her hand a squeeze, like reach over and squeeze her hand to like try to be comfortable. Like, yeah, of course, I'll do my best to communicate with her.
Thank you.
Okay. If I just refer to you as Mari, she'll know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me think about this wording real quick. Apologies for the hour. Urgent message from Mari. There are dangerous psychics loose in Lux. We wanted your people alert. They attack the mind. That was a bad last sentence, but that's it.
That's
She'll
beautiful.
Stop it at 24 words.
After sending that sending message, Ori waits a moment and does not hear a reply.
I guess I don't really know if that spell wakes people up, but I gave it a shot.
Maybe she'll get it when she wakes up.
Probably not. But
Like a
we
voice
can always
note?
try checking with her and your father when it's more, more normal hours to be awake.
Yeah, in the morning I can just send a courier.
Yeah. But I think we should go back to
Thank
the
you.
inn for now. We know that they've targeted it before, so I do think we should hang around there.
Yeah.
Does
Maybe.
Ash use the sending stone?
Yeah, I'll use it. So I will pull out my stone and try to contact Nock. And the message, I'll try to do it in Thieves' Camp. A crack in the wall. Water is dripping inside. We cleaned up some of the mess. Worried it will get worse. Any suggestions?
Who are you talking in riddles?
I liked it.
That was
I
very
love it.
clever. Very good.
After a moment, Ash hears a reply. You know, you could use a scarf. There's this little shop in the Eastern District run by Dakun. Bring a platinum piece.
Ooh.
Okay. I relay the message. Everyone.
Well, we should probably get some sleep and then check it out.
Yeah. Do we recognize the place name?
Yes, you do recognize the name. Dakun is the name of the tailor in the unnamed tailor shop in the wealthy district of Lux. The shop where you bought all of your fancy dinner outfits for the dinner
Ooh.
party at Mari's father's house.
So he's a fence or something for the Thieves Guild. Oh,
Probably not this time of day, morning.
Probably not.
probably not.
So let's go back to the Glory Road.
With all of their sending messages sent, the party heads back into the Glory Road Inn. As they walk in, they see it appears that Dengo fell asleep right at the table he was sitting at before. Gloria was sitting there awake with a cup of coffee. But after everyone walks in, she stands up and whispers to everyone, "So, did you find and kill that vampire?"
Well,
Yes. But we're concerned there may be more danger afoot. So we're gonna have another watch tonight.
More danger? So you don't think you killed all of them?
Well, there was the creature that killed you and Ralph. We never took care of it. And some of the vampires seem to be similar but different to that creature from the other night. So we're just not sure. We know for sure there's at least one that we haven't managed to take care of yet. You know? So better safe than sorry.
Gloria nods, and she says, "Well, I suppose there's not much else for me to do. If... I suppose you," she says, looking towards Corvus, "wouldn't mind maybe trying to carry Dengo up to some place where he won't wake up with back problems?"
Corvus will nod and start carrying him upstairs.
Before we walked in the door, I would have poked Ori and asked, "Can you do something about my robes?"
Oh, right. I don't know. I was just kind of enjoying how hardcore you looked, you know? It was very intimidating, very
Well,
kind of fetching.
I don't want Gloria to see us walking in like
Oh,
this.
fair enough. She'll take care of it before Gloria sees Mickey then.
And with that, the party wants to set up another watch.
Yeah. So, Ori can take the last two like usual. If that's cool with folks. And she'll just meditate for the first 4 hours
I'll
of
go
the
I was
morning.
gonna say I'll go first. And I'm specifically gonna wait right outside Gloria's door.
oh. Yeah, I can go next.
Then I'll go.
Yep,
I'll
and
go
I'll share
after
one with
that.
Mickey, and then I'll do the fourth one too.
Okay, let's have everyone make perception checks.
Oh boy.
During the night, some members of the Crown Gall are able to keep better focus, keeping an eye and ear out for anything that might try to enter or teleport into the inn. But even after sun rises and the rest ends for everyone, it appears that no one tried to enter into the inn. Customers, nefarious beings or otherwise. And everyone thankfully wakes up after a long rest.
And I'm at full hit points now.
Dengo will walk down and eventually walk up over to Ori, who is awake on the last watch, and ask, "So, did you kill that vampire?"
So the vampire was being hunted by other vampires. So we used her as bait and killed the vampires that were hunting her, but she got away while we were killing the other aberrations that were attacking her position in your hut.
And I'll give him 10 gold for buy some garlic. He invited her in, so I think she may be able to come back if she's nasty. So I'll tell him to buy garlic and protect the doors, and you'll need some work in your outhouse. We're sorry for that.
I mean, she was pretty frightened by some of the things we were fighting last night, so she probably won't come back is my guess, but yeah, we killed a lot of bad stuff last night, but not her, actually.
Well, thanks, I guess. What happened to my outhouse?
Ori looks at her feet.
Fires happened. They got away from us, and it kind of burned.
But my home's okay, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, well... At least that's good news. Well, thank you.
Your door is very flimsy.
Dengo will turn and look very confused over towards Corvus.
Mickey fixed it.
Oh, okay, thanks. Dengo still looks really confused about how the vampire was being hunted by other vampires. And because the party is being somewhat evasive with answers on what actually happened, he does not receive a lot of comfort, but still feels safe enough to go back home.
Okay. We'll be here. Ori will tell him, like, we'll be here if anything else comes up. We're more than happy to help.
I'm gonna take an hour and cast divination as a ritual, and I want to ask, will the city's safety be compromised by the mind flayers within the next 2 days? And so I'll get my little brazier out and the little dragon shape and fill the thing with coals and incense, and in the fires, I'll look in the fires and see if I get any answers to that.
So with Michelmas setting up his dragon brazier and setting up the divination ritual, he asks the question, and after a short moment, he feels a very comforting feeling wash over him as he hears a deep voice, deep and loud, but also with a gentleness to it, tell Michelmas, the city will be safe.
Okay, so we've got 2 days of safety.
I'm just supposed to believe that mind flayer thing is just gonna twiddle its thumbs for 48 hours?
Yeah.
Well,
Some things take time. But
it probably wouldn't hurt trying to contact your father and Atreya, though.
Yeah, I'm still gonna find a courier.
So hiring a courier to deliver a message, if you just want to send one to the Ocean Mansion where Atreya's boss works, that'd probably only cost you 1 silver.
Okay. Yeah, I want to send one there and then one to my father's.
Right. One to your father will cost you 6 copper.
Okay.
So this is a little bit of a shorter journey.
Who even counts copper these days? Am I right?
Okay, Moneybags.
Almost all of them. It's gonna take almost all of them for my new armor, so I do.
and speaking of new armor, after going down last night, I want to go to an armorer and get a full suit of chain.
Well, we're gonna go to the Coons too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What do you say in your letter to Atreya and your father, Mari?
I think to Atreya, I'm like, it's more less formal. So I think to Atreya, I just say like, you know, like, hey, there, you know, some creatures are in town that are dangerous. They appear to have some kind of psychic powers. They appear to be able to teleport.
Will you apologize to her in case I woke her up at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Of course. And I think I just laid out like, hey, there's some dangerous creatures in town. Just want to make sure you're aware. You know, would appreciate, you know, you and your team being alert, and then apologies if the message last night woke you up. hers is a little more like conversational, and then I think to my father, I almost wonder if I want to send it to his wife. No, I'll send it to my father. And I'll just say, Father, dangerous creatures are in town. Please use your forces for good. Be alert. But I think I keep it a little more vague.
And Ori will maybe suggest if Mari's doing this kind of like publicly,
Yeah, I'm just like sitting at one of those tables writing it up before I head over to the
might
courier.
mention that like we are in communication with the
Kingsguard is aware.
So like he won't know that we're fibbing, that you're fibbing either.
Yeah, Kingsguard is aware. So we spoke with Sheth last night. But I know you have a lot of people all over and thought your network should know.
Yeah, great.
Great. The couriers take the letters and send them off.
Does that pricing include tips? I'll put give a couple of coppers to each of them.
That does not include tips. So if you want to add
I'll do 2 coppers each. Yeah.
So do we want to head to Cocoons now?
Yeah, I'm intrigued about the scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's go.
So the party heads back into the city of Lux. By the time Mari has written her letters, got in contact with couriers, it's going to be around noon by the time the party makes it to his shop, which does not have a name, but still has a hanging wooden sign showing a thread and needle. After everyone walks in and a small bell rings on the door, the party sees a human woman, looks to be in her 50s or 60s, looks to be looking at a couple dresses. But after walking in, the party sees the tall Githman Zakun walk in, who's wearing a very fine red vest over a white tunic and some very well-tailored black trousers. He walks in with a big smile and says, welcome back, friends. How may I be of your service today?
Yes, I was actually interested in a scarf. I was wondering what I could get for this, and then I flip him a platinum piece.
Well, I will be right back and check on that for you. After
Does he have like decent traveling clothes, or is it all fancy schmancy stuff?
Oh, this is a very high-end, very fancy schmancy dinner party, best of the best.
Okay.
Ori's a little excited. She kind of like peers after Cocoon as he walks off to like check on the stock or whatever, and she kind of like smiles at Ash. She's like, "Oh, this is kind of cool."
Secret spy stuff.
And as Ori is smiling, looking over towards Ash, she and everyone else notices the elderly human woman turn around, face the party, and snap her fingers, at which point the illusion surrounding her fades away, and the party sees the feathered fedora wearing wood elf Nock.
So only Ash and Corvus would recognize her, though, right?
Correct.
She's the one that knocked out Ash and put me in that force cage, right?
She is not. It was a tiefling woman who knocked you out, or who put you in the force cage.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You were just a little bit vague in your message last night. So what exactly is your problem?
Well, you know that alleged rift that was allegedly closed?
Mm-hmm.
There were many creatures that allegedly escaped, and they may or may not have been defeated by us, but we're afraid that theoretically there might be more. We were wondering if you knew anything about it, or where they might be.
Well, we know there's at least one mind flayer that we haven't killed. And we're pretty sure the Kingsguard hasn't killed it either, otherwise Sheth probably would have told us.
Oh, so these supposed creatures are mind flayers. Yeah, you can bet your entire coin purse that the Kingsmen have not killed a single one. Nor will they. It's a little above their pay grade.
Ori loves this. She's like, I gotta say that's the sense I got as well, but benefit of the doubt.
But because of... You have encountered one of these creatures before, right?
Yes.
Well, then, believe me, they're probably going to be going after you lot at some point. When will that happen? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait it out.
So you haven't heard of anything, any rumblings of creatures terrorizing the city or surrounding areas?
No, but I'll let you know. Oh, but in the meantime, you, as she points to Mari, and you, pointing over towards Michelmas, might know a spell or two that can maybe help you protect yourself against these supposed evil mind flayers from another plane.
And what is that?
Protection from good and evil?
The elf looks over towards Mari and gives a wink before walking out of the shop. And after the bell rings twice, once from the door opening and the second from closing, Zakun walks out from the back holding a very fine green scarf, which he will hand over towards Ash and say, "This will go perfect with your look."
I thank you, Dakun. Much appreciated.
Oh, you are most welcome.
And I put on the scarf.
Ooh, snazzy.
Is it just a scarf?
I mean, for a 5 gold, probably just a scarf. Right?
Yeah, it is just a scarf. It is a solid green color too, but looking at it, Mari, it appears to be made of a very soft and very fine looking silk.
Very
Beautiful.
soothing on the neck. Soft to the touch.
Anything else I can help you with today? Going to any more dinner parties?
No plans currently, but you'll be our first stop if anything comes up, I assure you. I loved the dress. It was perfect.
Oh, why thank you. It is so wonderful hearing about all the great things that come through my work.
I wouldn't have had the courage without it. Turning to the rest of the party, she'll say, I wouldn't mind going to the jeweler's to let her know that I actually don't need her to hold all of her amethyst for me, and also try to get it ground up.
Sure.
I mean, so it seemed like that. I'm assuming that was once we're out of the shop, I'm assuming that was a Black Rose agent, Ash?
They have a network of many.
Sure, but I just wanted to make sure I
yeah.
understood the context of her
Yep.
comments correctly. And then I lost my train of thought. Well, she and the vampire seemed convinced that the mind flayers were going to be coming after us. So should we, like, make ourselves an easier target, do you think? But also not try to lead them to any one in particular? I'm just kind of trying to think of, like, how to approach this. Because now 2 people seem convinced that they're mostly going to want to come after us and not just random people, which seems weird. Like, wouldn't you want to go for easier prey? Like, obviously we're not, like, easy prey, but I don't know.
Well, if we tie Corvus up again, he is full of blood, as he said last night.
I thought they were eating minds. I thought their whole thing was that they were supposed to be eating our thoughts or whatever.
Well, the first vampires were not, but...
Are you saying I'm not full of good thoughts?
Oh.
You were full of fierce thoughts, Corvus.
Indeed.
Well, let's go get your amethyst ground up, I guess. And then, Mickey, you want to get armor today?
Yeah, I do want to get armor, like
Okay.
ASAP.
I don't know if I want to get my That's kind of what I was getting at too. Is like, I don't know if I want to go get my tattoo today though. If like we're gonna be potentially ambushed at any point, I don't know. Or maybe it is a good time. Like they're not defenseless. I don't know.
Well, supposedly we have 2 days.
I mean, Mickey did ask if the city would be in danger, not if we would be in danger.
All the citizens.
I'm not
Do
a
we
citizen
count
of
as
Lux.
citizen? Yeah.
I mean, maybe it would construe us as citizens of Lux. I don't know.
Well, Mickey and I will go get our armor
Okay.
started then, if you don't mind the company.
Oh,
Absolutely, come along.
I do think we should stick together generally, even if we are potentially safe for 2 days. I don't know.
Good point.
So from Dacoon's, is it closer to the armory or well, not the armory, but the armorer or the gem lady?
The blacksmith shop is going to be a little bit closer, but basically on the way to the jeweler shop.
Cool. Well, let's all go there, and then if you don't mind stopping at the jeweler's after that.
Yeah, sounds good.
So the entire party heads on over towards the large blacksmith shop inside the merchant district of Lux. The party walks into the Fire Forge, a blacksmith shop who they visited once before on their last visit. And inside, the party sees the long, red-haired and red-bearded owner, Trig. He's just about to finish up pounding away on a sword when he sees the party walk in. He sets aside the sword for a moment and walks up towards the party and says, "Welcome, folks. How can we help you today?"
Hello, a couple of us need some new armor.
Well, I came to the right place. We got the best armor in the entire kingdom.
Wonderful. Well, I am looking for full plate. And I'm wondering if I can maybe trade in my ring mail, and I have a scimitar as well for part of it, or if you could use that at all.
Mari, make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Oh.
As Trig looks at your armor, he says, "Well, unfortunately, the armor looks a little beat up for it to be of any use to anyone else."
No worries. That's fine.
But plate armor will run you 1,500 gold.
Yep. I can do that.
We could have that ready for you in a couple days.
Perfect. You want payment up front, or half now, half when it's done, or?
Half now, half when you get it.
Perfect.
You said someone else needed armor too?
Yeah, I'll show him my ring shirt or chain shirt, and tell him that I'm looking for a full suit of chain, and I don't know if he can just give me the bottom half of it, or I can trade in the shirt and get the full for some discount on the whole chain armor.
So you wanted chainmail, is that right?
Yep.
He looks you up and down for a moment and say, "You know, you might be better suited for something a little bit lighter than chainmail." Unfortunately, Michelmas, chainmail has a minimum strength requirement of 13.
Yeah, I thought I had 13. I still want to buy it, and I think I'll look at the tattoo and get myself another strength with the tattoo. Since we're going to the gem fitter anyway, I'll get the chain.
Alright, Trig will say, "Alright, make a persuasion check on trading in your chain shirt."
That's gonna go well.
Oh.
Trig says, "Well, y'all certainly have been putting in some good use of your armor, but why don't you, it's probably best if you hang on to that till you get strong enough to wear this chainmail I'm gonna make for you."
Yeah.
So the chainmail will cost you 75 gold.
Okay. pay for it now. Get it.
Anything else you need? We have weapons too, in case you need an upgrade.
Nope, I am fine. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good on weapons. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We'll have your armor ready in a couple days.
Great.
Excellent.
So for the tattoos, it's 2,000 gold worth of the gem.
It is 2,200 gold worth.
22, okay. Yeah, we'll head to the jewelers next.
The party heads back towards jewelry and more, and after they walk in, the party sees the elderly halfling woman, Portia, slowly hobble out from in back and says, "Oh, hello again."
Hello, Portia. How are you?
"Oh, I am wonderful. Thanks for asking. How are you?"
I've been better, but, doing pretty well. I just wanted to let you know that I actually was able to find an alternate source for the amethyst. So you can definitely keep the 10 gold I gave you to ask you to hold any amethyst you found. But just wanted to let you know that I don't need you to actually hold any more for me because I actually found amethyst.
"Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for that."
I also wanted to know if you would be able to grind up amethyst for me into gem dust.
"Oh, well, that I'd definitely be able to do for you."
Excellent. So yeah, I have a total right now of 2,450 gold worth of amethyst dust. I need 2,200 of it ground into, 2,450 of amethyst, 2,200 of which I need to be dust. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in buying the other 250 from me?
"Oh, I'd definitely be interested."
Excellent. And, will it cost anything to have you grind it for me?
About 10 gold, as she'll give you a wink
Great.
and say, "Fortunately, I think that 10 gold you gave me the other day pretty much covers that, doesn't it?"
Well, I mean, yes, that's that. I mean, if you're willing to do that'd be great. I just, I'm also. But thank you. That's very kind of you. I'd appreciate it. Yes.
"Oh, for repeat customers like you, I can grind up some dust for you."
Thank you. So I will make that 2,200 amethyst dust and then add 250 gold to my sheet then.
No, I'll ask her if she's got a large stock, like 500 to 1,000 worth of a gem that's a single color that could be used for this project.
"Is there a particular color you're looking for?"
It's for a tattoo, but I don't have any particular design or insignia in mind, and would like to get going on that as soon as possible. So whatever you have within that range, and that might be easy to get more of later on.
Well, give me one quick moment and I'll see what I can find in back.
Sounds good.
That one quick moment quickly turns to 10 minutes as the DM is going to look through lists of gemstones for a moment. After about 10 minutes, Portia walks out with 2 small, transparent golden yellow stones and says, "These are 2 topaz," which I had in back, which are somewhat common depending on the area, but I'd seem to get people trading in topaz from time to time. You'd probably be able to find more if need be.
That sounds great. How much are they? And
500 gold apiece.
okay, I'll buy the 2 of them, and I'll put down some money for her to hold more.
How much?
What does she want to hold?
You can give me 10 gold, and I'll be sure to save any more topaz which comes in.
I will do that. The gold will work out excellent.
Any other gemstones need or any jewelry? We do also have finished jewelry too. Very fine, best in the city.
Not for me.
I'm pretty happy with the state of my collection right now, but I appreciate it.
Ori, make an insight check.
Oh boy.
While Portia does not say anything, Ori does notice Portia glance over at the tooth earrings that Ori has and grimace just a little bit.
Ori is wearing the tooth earrings and also the green ones. I think she keeps in the tooth earrings and the green ones she was wearing to the dinner party at Mari's dad's place. I think they were emerald. Ori will just smile a little bit, but not acknowledge Portia's concern.
Portia will quickly change the subject and say, "Well, if you need anything else, just let me know."
Certainly. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think it would be irresponsible to try to get this tattoo today? Like, do you think that would be endangering the Isle Runner folks?
Maybe, but we know that they can handle them. We know that they can handle themselves fairly well. We'll all be there. And we don't know when
have
we're
a
gonna
whole
be
party to get tattooed.
Yeah. And we don't know when we're gonna be able to resolve this, so I don't know that there's gonna be a better time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, we can head to the docks then, yeah. Unless there's something else anyone else wants to do instead?
The only other thing I was thinking of was, like, did we want to go back out to Dengo's and follow that lead that Ash found through the trees?
Oh, right. Honestly, maybe we should actually, because the longer we leave that, the more cold that trail goes.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
I'm up for that. If we can take them out before the 2 days pass, then they won't provide a threat. We'll take care of the threat before it becomes a threat to the city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
worth a shot.
Alright, should we head out?
As the party is thinking about heading out, the party suddenly hears the loud rumbling of Corvus's stomach.
Oh yeah, we should eat something.
Oh, yeah. We can...
Alright, so we find a little cafe.
Yeah!
I don't need a cafe. Is there a street vendor selling, like, turkey legs or something?
You and your turkey legs.
That's what Corvus likes.
Right, Corvus likes them.
Ash, make an investigation check.
Absolutely.
Ash is not able to find a turkey leg vendor, but he does find a short goblin who has a cooking stall set up. He appears to be selling these breaded sausages on a stick.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Or we'll take one. How much are those?
Yeah.
One of those will run you two copper.
Yeah, I'll take one of those too.
I'll take 2 for me and 4 for Corvus.
Minimal.
Corvus will eat all 4 of them.
As the goblin hands Corvus the 4 the four sticked foods, he'll say, just so you know, you don't eat the sticks too. You just eat the the sausage. Don't get carried away there.
Ori will buy 2, but she'll give like the sausage portion to Dash for one of them.
Dash will very happily eat it. As the party walks and eats their lunch, they're eventually able to make it back up to the village of Valori and find the small wooded grove where the tracks from the vampiric mind flayers led. Ash, make another survival check.
Want to check in on the guy's home cottage? Is that rats? Is his home okay? Like we left it? Is he there? Did he go right home?
As the party did walk within seeing distance of Dengo's home and looking at it, the home still appeared to be intact. The front door was closed. They did not see Dengo.
Okay.
As Ash begins looking around the grove for tracks, he does appear to find some tracks, but appeared that it was in that grove there was a fight, possibly where the vampiric mind flayers were turned, but he's not quite able to find any tracks leading out of that area.
They are really kind of popping up everywhere. If they came out of the Undercity, and some of them came to Glory Road Inn, and then some of them were here. I'm not really seeing a pattern.
Yeah.
So everyone keeps warning us that this thing will keep hunting us, right?
Well, a couple people have, yeah.
Ash is gonna think in his own mind, if you want us, come and get us.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna tell anybody, I'm just thinking it.
Ash, make a persuasion check.
If they can track us or something.
Do we think it's within 1,000 feet of us? God.
I mean, if there was anywhere to try it, it'd either be here or where the fracture originally appeared, I feel like. But I don't know.
Ash speaks out the challenge in his head, but does not hear a reply or see any mind flayers come out of the woods ready for a fight.
Well, it was worth a chance. In my head or whatever.
So can we head to the port, or is there something else you think we should try over here?
Since we're here, I will try that locate creature, and if there's a mind flayer within 1,000 feet, I'll be notified.
Michelmas casts locate creature, and focusing on any mind flayers nearby, he does not sense any of them. The concentration does last for up to 1 hour.
Wait! Ori's like, wait! I could try sending it.
Oh.
I didn't want to do it without asking people first, but what do people think about the idea of me trying to send a mind flayer?
I mean, it's dangerous, but
well,
if we don't find it, it's
probably
even more dangerous.
Maybe if we... How long is that take to cast?
I mean, it's just an action, so like 6 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. And then I can keep this up to see as we head
you
back
can keep
to town.
it up. See if there's any as we walk back. So when we're here over by Dengo's place, we're like, the Glory Road Inn is like kind of between us and Lux, yeah?
Not quite. Valori is basically straight north from Lux, and the inn is just west of the inner city.
Okay.
So it's not really along the way, but it's pretty much same distance between the inner city of Lux and the inn.
I mean, do you think I should try, like, issuing a specific challenge to it? Or just, like, say, hey, what's up?
Sup?
What's good?
I don't know.
do we want to try? Do you want me to try to give it a specific location? Like, hey, we're on this road heading into Lux. Now's a great time to attack our little fleshy thought orbs. I don't know.
I think if we do this, we should do it further away from Dengo.
Yes.
I don't know.
I kind of want to send it now. I think I'm gonna send it. Unless there's anyone who's really against it.
No, go for it.
Amazing. Okay. Oh gosh, what do I say to a mind flayer? I mean, it might not even speak common, you know. It might just be gibberish to it if I try sending it, but I think it's worth a shot.
Do you speak Undercommon? You're from the...
Well, would they speak Undercommon? We don't know what they would speak. Also, I only speak English, Elvish, and Common.
What are those E words?
That's an E, ends in an ish. There's an L in there. So yeah, I guess once we're kind of clear of Dengo's and the little township space, I think Ori will try sending to the mind flayer. Be like, hey jerk, it's the sorcerer you failed to kill. My friends and I are wondering what's up.
Tell him about Corvus's great thoughts.
We're north of Lux. If you want a snack.
This is gonna get us all killed.
After Ori sends that sending message to the mind flayer who killed Ralph, she waits and does not hear a reply.
Well, either it's a coward or didn't understand me, so...
It was a good try.
He ran from us once. He is a coward.
That's probably part of it, at least.
When you're casting the sending, do you have any idea of how far away somebody is, or is it just they're on this plane or they're not on this plane?
Actually, Ori would know that if you can actually send a message to someone on a different plane, but there's a 5% chance the message won't get through.
And I wouldn't necessarily know as the caster if it went through or not, right?
Correct.
So yeah, if this thing is out of reach of my sending by now, I wouldn't know either way if it arrived or not. Well, should we swing by the inn to see if either Atreya or your dad responded to your messengers, and then maybe head to the pier, Mari?
Yeah, let's do that.
Right as the Crown Gall walk back into the Glory Road Inn, Michelmas's concentration on locate creature ends as it has been an hour. But after they walk back into the inn, they find that there were no messages for the party, and it appears that neither Atreya nor Mari's father tried to contact the party.
I'm not surprised my father wouldn't. I'm a little surprised that Atreya didn't respond.
Well, either she's incredibly rude or incredibly busy.
Alright, you guys want to get your tattoos?
Yeah.
I think only Ori has enough.
Oh, am I the only one who has the
Got
dust?
it.
Sufficient dust? Well, I would definitely like at least some company to the...
Oh yeah, I'll go.
Oh, definitely. Got some silver in my coins, and so while you're getting your tattoo, I can gamble with our sailor friends.
Are Ash and or Corvus coming along then, or no?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
So once we've checked in at the Glory Road Inn and then kept going, I think Ori will, like, out loud, like, talking to, generally, like, be like, so, Ash, did you actually have any questions for me about Riddick and Malum, or were you just going to insinuate I was holding stuff back because I didn't know specifically what you wanted to know about them?
No, I didn't want to know anything specific.
So you just wanted to accuse me of withholding important information from y'all?
I wasn't accusing you specifically. I think I was just trying to say that we've all got pasts, we've all got secrets. There's still a lot that we don't know about each other.
Oh, I agree. And I mean, obviously there's a lot I don't know about those two either, but if there were questions or concerns you had, I would want to talk about them and not try to keep stuff from y'all.
Yeah, I didn't mean to offend you if that's what it came off like.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. It came off like I felt a little accused of being less than forthcoming about them. But mostly I don't know that much about them either.
Yeah, well, I apologize again.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's around this time the party makes it to the docks in Lux. As they approach the Owl Runner, it appears that the full crew is out on the top deck doing repairs. It appears that they appear to have removed the broken center mast and are currently installing a new one. As the party walks up, they see Trail. He looks down and yells, "Hey, so you ready to get that tattoo?"
Ahoy! Sure am. She'll kind of like hold up her, I'm kind of large bag, I'm assuming, of amethyst dust. Yeah,
Perfect.
I have a pretty cool idea for what I want too.
Perfect. Captain, permission to take an 8-hour break.
What? 8 hours? It's gonna take 8 hours. Holy smokes.
The captain, who's near the stern of the ship, will just give a sigh and say, "Sure."
Thanks, Captain.
Ori, make an insight check. Ori does not catch the thing she does not catch. Instead, she goes down into the crew quarters with Trail. As Trail is setting up the equipment, he asks, "So, where do you want it, and what do you want tattooed?"
Okay, so I had this idea of like a thistle kind of plant along my spine, and I really wanted to, because I got amethyst here, so it's gonna be purple, and I really want to emphasize and like over exaggerate the spiny like leaves of it, and I think it'd be really cool if it was kind of like growing out of like a skull at the kind of the bottom of my back, and then if you could have some of the flowers and stem come around my shoulders and neck to like my collarbone area to have a couple of flowers there as well of thistle. And I think she would have a rough sketch kind of drawn up of it. And so
Very
the main
cool.
stem to follow the spine, and then to have really kind of sharp, pointy leaves and aggressive looking thistle flowers.
Trail looks at the sketch for a moment. He looks back at you, Ori, and says, "This I can definitely do."
Excellent.
Can Marty do an insight check? Like, can he actually do this?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Ooh.
He seems confident that he can do it.
Cool.
I mean, Ori believes. I mean, Corvus's tattoo came out pretty good, right? Like, it came out all great.
Yeah, Corvus's tattoo did turn out really well.
Okay,
his looks great.
then Ori totally trusts him. It does not occur to try to insight to the second guess Trail.
So as Ori lays down in a hammock and Trail begins tattooing her back, Ori, make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. well, I mean, before she gets settled, and what am I gonna owe you for doing the art and whatnot? Oh my gosh!
Well,
I'm supposed to be good at these things.
Well, you
Sorry.
see, the captain specifically is having every crew member help with their repairs so we can get out of here as soon as possible. So, me getting this break from pounding away with a hammer, that's good enough payment for me.
If you insist.
But I mean, I do take tips.
Sure. we'll see how it comes out. This is so annoying.
Yes, unfortunately for Ori, as he starts on your lower back, the pain isn't too bad, but once he starts tattooing over your spine, the pain becomes really intense, and at one point, Ori does pass out.
Oh, I'm so annoyed.
However, at some point later, Ori wakes up from a gentle shake from Mari, and the tattoo is finished. As everyone else in the party looks at it, it looks exactly how Ori would want it to look.
And this will increase my Constitution score by 1, putting it at 16.
Nice.
So can I adjust that now, or do I need to wait for a long rest or something?
Yes, you can adjust that now. It's at this point, Trail will wrap some bandages around Ori's back and torso and say, yeah, you're gonna want to keep that bandaged up till probably tomorrow night. Might sting a little bit, so I would advise sleeping on your back.
Thank you so much, Trail. This is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. She'll give him 10 gold for a tip. And so that would also increase my hit points by 7, right?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
57. Maybe I should get a Dakun to make me a shirt to show this off better. Something low in the back. I'll think about it.
As Ori is thinking about her new wardrobe possibilities, the party makes it up onto the top deck, and as they're about to walk towards the gangplank to walk off the ship, Ori hears the voice of the captain in her head, asking, "Can we talk?"
Yeah. Of course. If I kind of look around, is the captain just hanging out on deck, or is she,
yeah, the
sitting in
captain
her
is
quarter room?
standing by one of the doors to her quarters.
Yeah, give me just a moment, everybody, and Ori will hurry over to join her.
After the captain and Ori walk into the captain's quarters, we're going to take a 5-minute break. So Ori walks into the captain's quarters and closes the door behind her.
I think Ori just looks at the captain and kind of lets her start.
The captain stands, crosses her arms, and looks down at the floor, not saying anything for a moment, and then says, "Look, I'm sorry, okay?"
Oh, okay. Were you gonna be more specific than that, or should I just?
I mean, I assumed me acting like a jerk would have made it clear, but...
I mean, yeah, but it's good to know we're on the same page for sure.
I'm sorry, it's just
How
that... I've been trying to save up so we can get a better ship, because while Outrunner has been keeping me afloat for many years now, it's... with the amount we've had to cost repair, yeah. Her days are numbered.
I'm sorry to hear that. I have enjoyed my stay in her hull. But yeah, if money's feeling kind of tight, I understand how that would be stressful, losing out on a voyage's worth of income. So I appreciate it. Thank you. How are repairs coming?
They're going well.
That's good. Glad to hear that. How much longer are you all going to be in port for?
Probably 2 more days.
How much longer do you think until you can buy another ship?
Well, it appears that most of the ships that are going to be making runs around the coast over towards the west coast, a lot of them are lost in the attacks a couple days ago, so next time we're here in this port, we should be able to purchase a bigger ship.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Is this your first ship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm sure you noticed the bigger crew too.
Yeah, that's good.
Mostly thanks to you and your folk.
I'm glad I could help. I really am. And you know, this is my that voyage was my first time on a ship, so I'm really glad it was with you and your crew for sure. And I think Ori kind of like stops mid thought, much like I just did, and kind of like looks at her feet and is like I would like to call you my friend, and you know, if there's ever anything you need help with, we're gonna be based out of Lux for a while now. It seems like we're kind of helping this nerd, this cleric guy with the church, and he's kind of based out of Lux, you know. So we've been staying at the Glory Road Inn mostly, so outside of Lux. So you know, if there's anything we can help with, you can reach out.
Ori, make a persuasion check and an insight check.
Oh, come on.
Ori watches the captain for a moment, who's still looking down at the floor with her arms crossed. Ori gets a sense that the captain is struggling with what to say. But after a moment, the captain will just say, "Look, Ori, while I do appreciate everything you and your party has done for us, I was serious when I mentioned that my family's cursed. You don't want to be my friend."
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm cursed too at this point. So, you know, I guess I guess that's very kind that you want to protect me, but I mean, I can handle myself all right. Yeah. I mean, we outran a volcano. We killed some wyverns. You saw us. You know, we're made of pretty stern stuff. I like to think, like just like you know. So I mean, if I can't I can't make somebody be my friend, obviously, but I'll be around, and I'm glad that you wanted to talk to me again. I was kind of afraid that you were glad that you were never going to see me again until I came back from my tattoo, so that's nice to know that that's not the case, at least. But whatever the case, I do wish you good sailing and fruitful voyages. Can I hug you?
Ori, make another insight check.
I'm gonna use, what's it called? What's magical guidance. So when I make an ability check, I can spend a sorcery point to re-roll.
You got it.
Aha!
The captain nods and gives you a hug, and you still have this sense that there's still something she's not telling you.
Yeah. Look, while Ori's hugging her, she'll be like, look, I've been through a lot with those people out on the dock, you know, with my friends, but you've still been the easiest person to talk to about some of this stuff, you know, having folks inside your head and other things going on that aren't necessarily welcome, and I appreciated it, and I want to be here for you, but I can only be here for you as much as you want me to be here for you, you know? So whatever it is, if you want to clue me in on it or not, I know you're strong enough to get through this. And I know I'm strong enough to get through my mess too, so I believe in both of us, okay? She'll give her a little extra squeeze before letting her go.
Make your persuasion check, Ori. The captain is silent for a moment, but then just says, "Thank you."
Thank you. I guess I should get going, but it was good to see you all, and yeah, safe travels.
Thank you. We may not be in town for a while, but when we do get back to Lux, I'm sure we'll see you again.
Hope so. And then Ori will see herself out.
With that, the party sees Ori walk down the gangplank back onto the docks in Lux.
Alright, so what time is it now?
By now, let's say it's probably 10 o'clock. It wasn't actually 8 hours for the tattoo. It was probably closer to 6, but it was a very large back tattoo, so it did take a long time to finish in one sitting.
Alright, so do we head back and rest up?
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I can just meditate at night, because I don't know if I want to lay down right now all that much.
Certainly not on your back.
No.
After the party goes back to the inn, the party sees a tall, brown-haired wood elf wearing black plate armor with an orange tree insignia painted and engraved within the front of the chest. The party recognizes her as Mari's old friend Atreya. She appears to be waiting in the inn for the party to come back. After they walk in, Atreya gives a small smile towards Mari and asks, can I have a word with you?
Of course. And so I head over to her.
Can we maybe talk outside for a moment in private?
Sure. I mean, I trust these people with my life. If it's something they need to know, I mean, they can certainly hear, but if it really is private, of course.
Atreya walks outside.
I follow her.
After a moment, Atreya says, "So I feel I owe you an apology for what happened last time you were here in town."
An apology?
Well, I promise you I'd never let the politics of this place get between you and me, and I try to use your party's actions and feats to try to use it to discredit your father, but then you and your group just decided to save the kingdom from manticores after they attacked the archery grand tournament, and the king was quite impressed, so that backfired on me.
I think Mari laughs, but what do you mean you tried to use us? What did you do?
I was just trying to... Look, all you need to know is that I was just trying to discredit your father, but it didn't exactly work out, and I'm sorry I tried to use you in that.
I do planning to try and discredit my father on my own. It's forgiven.
Did the king send you another invitation to join the Kingsmen?
Of course.
And what'd you say?
You know what I said.
Of course.
Did the courier visit you? Did you get my message?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Is everything okay?
Everything is definitely not okay.
What happened?
Well, it appears that news of a fracture opening up underneath the city is sort of big news.
Makes sense.
To be honest with you, even though you went to the Kingsmen right away for help, I really don't think they're going to be able to help you with anything that these things can do.
I mean, I don't expect the Kingsguard to be able to do anything on their own. I just want them to be alert.
Well, you certainly did that when you showed up with the head of one of those creatures in the middle of the night.
Sometimes they need some convincing.
What
are you holding back?
Did you really throw a knife at one of your father's guards?
No comment.
Atreya will give a big smile and say, all right, if you insist.
I let my emotions get the better of me.
Yeah.
I'll admit.
There was one other thing I want to ask.
Okay.
Your new friend, has she spoken to her family in Petra recently?
I don't know.
Well, let's just say let's just say there might be trouble in Petra.
What do you know about it? Just speak plainly.
Well, it appears that it appears that the governor down there might not be on the up and up. Look, it's mostly just rumors right now, but if they turn out to be true, my boss, Kristen, would definitely be willing to hire someone like you and your friends to help take care of some of the problems over there.
The problems are not with her family, are they?
No, but if its problems are not with their family, but they're in their city, which
Sure.
may eventually become their problem.
Can you give me any more details about what's happening?
I wish I could, but Kristen's been pretty tight-lipped until he can get down to whatever exactly is going on, but at some point, I'm sure he'd like to send maybe not a dinner invite after what supposedly happened after the last dinner party you attended. What about brunch? Do you think an informal brunch would be more suitable?
I think anything informal is better for this group. But you can also assure Kristen that the only hostilities were because of the family connection, as I'm sure he's well aware.
Oh, he is.
But yes, whenever he's ready to speak, you know where to find me.
Atreya will give you a big hug, Mari.
I hug her back.
After she lets go, she says, "Oh, there was one final thing." She reaches down next to a leather bag on her side. As she reaches down into it, Mari quickly realizes it was a bag of holding because Atreya pulls out two large boots, both of which have a pair of small feathered wings on the heel of the boots. And Atreya hands them towards Mari and says, "I think I remember your size."
Where did you get these?
Oh, don't worry about it.
You know, I'm starting to get a little nervous every time I see you. You're giving me these great gifts. What do you really want from me? She's laughing and smiling as she's saying this.
Atreya gives a small smile, but somewhat seriously says, "Well, I'm just hoping you know that there's at least one person from your first day here in Lux who was very happy and relieved when you came back."
It's been so good to see you, Atreya.
Atreya will give...
Again.
Yeah. Atreya very gratefully hugs Mari back and then says, "I need to get going, but I'll be in touch."
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Atreya walks away and Mari is left holding a pair of winged boots.
Ooh. Oh, that's awesome. Those are really cool. Okay, so I think Mari walks back in and I think you could probably visibly see that she's like pretty emotional, like almost to the point of like holding back a tear.
Oh. I think we'll Mari and Atreya were talking, Ori was trying to like pull some kind of dinner together for everybody. Again.
And how far away, Jacob, is Petra?
As we go over towards the Lower Continent map, it is down here, so it'd probably be about 2 weeks to get there. Although since the party is so loaded on gold and copper right now, you could probably rent out horses to get there faster.
Okay.
But on foot, it'd be about 2 weeks faster on horseback.
What if we convinced Varol to let us use that portal
They
to
have to have a
Anatoly?
portal there, though.
Teleporter.
Oh.
again.
To Anatoly to
Oh.
get us halfway there.
Ash being in the Kingsmen
good
would
idea.
know that the Kingsmen in their armory likely have a teleportation circle, but letting a bunch of non-Kingsmen use it is definitely frowned upon.
I mean, but we've got it in with Chef. And then I think also Mari would. You're trying to cook, or like, are you back in the kitchen?
Yeah,
kind of
Ori's
by
trying to
yourself?
cook.
Okay. I think Mari would go back there and approach you and just say, you know,
Is everything okay?
hey, yeah, I think everything's okay. I just talked to Atreya. She
Mhm.
mentioned that there's some trouble in Petra. She couldn't give me a lot of details.
Not that. So you don't know what kind of trouble is what you're.
I don't know what
Hey?
kind of trouble.
Okay.
Her boss here might reach out to us to go take care of that trouble.
Do you any idea of a timeline for that?
I don't. I'm really sorry.
Okay. I guess. Is this something that like, do you think it's like fracture kind of stuff?
I tried to get her to tell me more, but she said her boss was pretty tight-lipped about it.
Well, I mean, I guess my sister or my dad might know something. Maybe then.
She said the governor there is not on the up and up. So I don't know if it's all political trouble.
Would I assume Ori spent like a little bit of time in Petra while her sister and dad got settled before she kind of took off. Would I know anything about the governor in Petra?
Make a history check, Ori.
I'm gonna try sorcerer's, what's it called? What's it called? Magical guidance again.
You got it.
Oh my gosh. Right, well, nope.
Unfortunately, Ori really does not remember a lot about her time in Petra. She did not spend very much time at all after her family moved to Petra. Ori, most likely due to the fact that Ori just felt the need to move on to somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can try to get a hold of my family.
I'm really sorry I don't have any more information.
Okay. Well. I guess Ori will take a moment to send to Robin, my sister, and be like, what am I gonna say? Hey. Hope you're well. I just got a tattoo. Can't wait to show you. heard there might be political stuff happening. Hope you're good.
After a moment, Ori hears her sister reply, "A tattoo? That's cool. You'll have to show me." I don't really follow what's going on with the governor, but taxes have gone up, so...
Well, something with taxes, I guess. I mean, you think maybe, do we need to wait until her employer hires us? Do you think, could we...
I thought we might just go
Can we just... you
talk
think
to
there's
her
a way we can
employer.
just go? Oh,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
think
we
we
could
can
do
talk
that
to
too.
Atreus?
I mean, I don't think we need to wait for him to ask us.
I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna stress me out until there's more information.
I know. Or we could just go.
If you think it's worth trying to follow up with this guy, that sounds good to me, but I don't know. I would like to, if something's going on, I want to be there for my family.
I know.
Well, thanks for letting me know. It sounds like they're not in any immediate trouble, at least. Nothing that they've noticed. Not that they're very political, but at least they're not affected yet, I don't think.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if there's a reason we need to stick around here. I think probably the trouble will follow us.
I know we were getting followed before we left on the Isle Runner. I haven't noticed anyone since then, have you?
I haven't, no.
Since we got
But I'll
back
be
on
honest,
train.
it's kind of been all go, go, go since we landed back here, and I haven't
Yeah, we've been
been looking much either.
Busy, haven't we? We've been up to some stuff.
Yeah. So I haven't had much time to look.
Yeah. And I was hoping to get my family some money, but if we could just go to Petra, that'd make it even easier than trying to trust someone to get gold to them. And I feel like I was so afraid of hurting them on accident or hurting Robin worse than she already was when we got to Petra that I guess I kind of abandoned them, and I guess they don't hate me for it because they reply to my messages and my sendings still. And they seem happy to hear from me, but yeah, I really want to go to Petra now.
Well, why don't we try and eat some of this delicious looking food you're making?
Oh, stop.
Sleep on it. We'll sleep on it, and in the morning you can decide if you want to just go or if you want to try and talk to Kristen.
Okay. Thank you, Mari.
Of course.
Yeah, Ori will try to wrap up whatever kind of food she can pull together in the kitchen. Get people something nice and warm to eat.
Yummies.
Hopefully. Even if I burn it, I could probably make it taste good, honestly. You do that well.
Ori, make an intelligence check.
Oh boy. My favorite. Oh, I am using magical guidance.
You need a dice jail.
Smoke. Yay. Yay.
This meal is only partially burnt. The prestidigitation does help, but it's still not great. As at that point, Gloria will suggest to Ori, "I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to fire you as cook."
Oh, I knew this was coming. I knew this day would come. Oh, I'm sorry, Gloria.
Corvus is gonna say, I think it's great, while he has a huge amount of food in his mouth.
Thank you, Corvus. Speaking of cook, do you want us to try to help you find someone to help out around here? Maybe someone who can actually cook?
Oh, that would be wonderful, but we haven't really had any of our regulars come in since Ralph was killed. I'm afraid that it's spooked off everyone, but if you could help me find someone to help pick up the slack in here, that'd be greatly appreciated. You've already done so much for me.
I'd hate to see you have to try to manage this place all by yourself, and we certainly want to keep you in business. Couldn't ask for a better hostess. We'll find someone for you. I'm better at interviewing people than cooking, at least. I can interview cooks better than I can cook, so that's for sure. Then she'll eat the slightly burned food and be like, so are we gonna set up another watch tonight? Yeah?
Yeah, we know they're after us, and particularly since we're here with Gloria, who's innocent, I don't want to put her in danger while we just sleep.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh yeah, also I want to go to Petra, and I'm saying this mostly to the guys, since I think
I'm gonna check in with Verol tomorrow. I should have done it today and let him know, but see if there's anything we can maybe combine trips and get lots of stuff done.
sure, if there's something in that direction that would be helpful to him. It'd be very nice if we could find something towards Petra to go to.
For the sake of time, the party sets up the night watch just like the previous night, and fortunately no other mind flayers or other monsters try to enter in or sneak in the middle of the night.
I like nights with no mind flayers. That's one of the best kind of nights.
Easily top 5 kind of night.
Yes, and as everyone wakes up on the 7th of Lily Bloom, they wake up to another clear, sunny spring day. So
I'm just gonna
Michelmas,
say out loud. Sorry, just real quick that I stocked protection from good and evil and dropped Shield of Faith.
Yeah, I picked up that. Got to figure out exactly which one, but I'm doing that now.
So Mickey, you want to check in with Verol? Anything else the party want to do?
It's only been a day, right? So our armor's not ready yet.
Yes, our armor will be ready to the next day, the 8th.
Okay.
And this is the second day of the supposed city will be safe answer from Michelmas' divination spell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything I want to do. Unless we want to start looking for help for Gloria. But we should check in with Verol for sure.
Yeah.
Is the entire party going to talk to Verol again?
Ori's going with.
I am.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Corvus?
Yeah, I'll go with.
So as the entire party heads into the inner city of Lux, the party notices the tall white wizard's tower of Alabaster Stein, the king's resident wizard, appears to have reappeared inside the inner city.
How long was it gone for?
After Corvus spoke with Stein, that was about a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Maybe about 2 months.
Yeah.
Stein spoke to Corvus about potentially being in a ritual where Corvus would gain all of Stein's knowledge as a way of passing on what Stein knows to future generations. but Stein said he would need to find materials for that ritual.
Are there any clues about what those materials would be?
From what Stein told Corvus, Stein said he would find them and tell Corvus when the ritual was ready.
Do you suppose he would have, like, divination spells that would help us locate the bad guys?
Do we think Stein could help us locate the bad guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's worth asking.
Maybe you can go there while I update for roll.
That works.
So with Corvus breaking off to go talk to Stein, the rest of the party heads on over to the Nortrun Library. There, the party is once again not greeted at all by the very grumpy orc librarian Niga, who appears to be very bored as she's reading a book herself at the front desk.
Morning, Niga. It's good to see you. We missed you last time we were here.
Nah.
As we like get out of her earshot, or be like, I think she's warming up to me.
Always the optimist.
The rest of the party heads on down into the basement level of the library. There, Varol is very eagerly making notes and writing down a lot. After everyone walks in, Varol will say, "Oh, what wonderful timing, Michelmas. I appear to have made a breakthrough. And by breakthrough, I mean I found much of Silok's notes on dragons within the kingdom."
That sounds like it could be very helpful. We also have news in that the rift that we had found and closed, a lot of creatures had come through, apparently. Vampires, psychic vampires, mind flayers, mind flayer vampires, and things may be very dangerous here soon if we can't figure out where they are and how to get rid of them.
Yes, that sounds very dangerous. We need to put the city on alert. Have you alerted the Kingsmen?
Yes.
They might be able to help.
Well, we've alerted them.
Oh, that's good.
So what did you find about dragons?
Well, it appears that Silok believed that many of the dragons were hiding relics of their own, and I found a report about two paladins who were both given great relics, these very powerful swords bestowed upon them by Avon and Vera. It appears that Avon's chosen paladin was given a great defender, and the greatest paladin of Vera was given a great avenger. And from the notes and stories which Silok uncovered, it appears that after the war ended, the paladins struggled living in a world without a war, but they both ended up living out the last of their days in the lair of a metallic dragon who they fought with in the war, and the dragon helped the paladins eventually find some peace and solace in their final years, but the sword should still be with the dragon.
Are these also cursed like the axe was?
Oh no, these weapons were forged by Faber himself, on behest of Avon and Vera.
So no curses.
Well, there shouldn't be any curses unless the dragon put a curse on the swords, but I don't think dragons do that. At least metallic dragons are not known to mess with curses and such and whatnot.
So where are these swords located? Or the dragon located with the swords?
Seal-Ak felt confident that the swords were with an ancient copper dragon on the east coast, down south of Anatoly and east of Fort Silva.
And do we have more information about that?
Yes, it appears that there was a bard who wrote a great poem called the Ballad of Wonder. It appears that his party accidentally stumbled upon the lair of an ancient dragon, and this poem described about how the dragon almost killed the party because they did not laugh at the dragon's jokes. But there was another bard in the party, a blind tiefling fellow named Wonder, who started laughing and singing a song to entertain the dragon. And the dragon loved Wonder so much that the tiefling became the dragon's personal minstrel.
What do you need this sword for?
Why, if another war does start, the swords will be given to our strongest fighters.
And what's going to happen with the axe?
Oh, the axe is going to stay locked up. That's never gonna be put into the hands of anyone again.
Well, we had plans that we would want to go south. Do you have a way to get us south quickly as far as Anatoly or even maybe Petra or Fort Silva? Would that be close to the dragon, and then we could cut down on some trail thing?
Well, the Kingsmen do not generally like any non-Kingsmen using their teleportation circles, but if you were to agree to help out the Kingsmen with a possible job down in Fort Silva, then it is possible they will let you use their teleportation circle.
I mean, honestly, haven't we done enough for them?
Honestly. Is there a particular job that you know of, or do you think they just potentially would have something that they need help with?
I do not know of anything specifically, but if you know anyone who's at Fort Silva, they may be able to help you find something.
Oh, duh, sorry.
Junior.
Junior's in Fort Silva.
Junior? Who's Junior?
Oh. Our friend's boyfriend. My daughter's boyfriend.
Oh, you're a mother? Congratulations!
Well, you know, in the found
The
family
grand scheme of
sense.
things, yeah.
Maybe
The
more
mother
like
type of
big
thing.
sister.
Yes, if you can convince the Kingsmen to let you teleport down to Fort Silva, that will save you a lot of time. Also, ancient dragons are not known to just hand over things in their lairs, so you should make sure you laugh at his jokes, and I guess find some way to entertain him, because it appears that the dragon down in that lair is a big fan of a good joke and song and loves to be entertained.
Well, it's
I
a
do
good
have
thing
some
we've got Corvus.
I have some acting chops. I could probably come up with some kind of something.
Stand up?
Yeah. Well, I'm better at impersonation, but I don't know. Maybe something funny where like Corvus does something and then I try to imitate him, and it's funny because I'm tiny and drow and he's big and orc. Something like that. I don't know. We'll figure
Something to
something
workshop.
out. We can workshop it, yeah.
You can come up with a type 5.
Yes. Yeah, I can get a hold of Junior. I can get a hold of Alex.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Yeah. You want me to
fastest
get a
way
hold of him right
cover.
now?
It would be nice if Mickey and I could pick up our armor before we leave.
Oh, right, sure, for sure. And I mean, Alex might not have something to do
Yeah.
right away.
But yeah, we might as well reach out to him.
Okay. Gotta think about Oregon again. Alright, I guess unless there's something else people want to talk to Reveral about right now, Ori will do ascending.
I'm good.
Do we know what kind of dragon this is allegedly? Sorry.
A copper.
Copper.
It's
sorry.
an ancient copper dragon.
Copper. Alright. Hey!
Sorry. I don't know why that was so funny.
Hope you're well. We're trying to get to Silva. Any business you might need help with?
You need to say, like, so we can use the portal.
So we could teleport. Hope. I already said that. Hope you like job.
Hope you like what?
Job. I didn't have enough words to say your job or like your new post.
After a moment, Alex will reply, well, I might be able to give a recommendation, but might be tricky. Give me a couple days. Job's been good. Hope you're well too.
He's a good boy. Yeah, he'll get back to me.
I remember when you didn't think that.
Well, if he's gonna help us, I'm willing to reevaluate. Well, look, I never thought he was a bad guy. I just never was convinced for sure he was a good guy. So, you know, I still find it suspicious that he, like, had the perfect job set up for him to, like, work with his hands. He's like, well, to work with my hands, really, I need to be a king's guard, obviously. But,
Yeah.
you know, he's not a... I'm sure he's just, you know, you don't... I understand the feeling of needing to get your own space sometimes. The place you need to be isn't always right next to your family, I guess.
Alright.
As the party leaves to meet Corvus outside of the wizard tower, Corvus walks up to the tall white stone tower, not seeing any doors on it.
I will knock on the wall.
After a moment, Corvus hears a soft elderly voice above him say, "You may enter." And as he looks up, he sees on a balcony that suddenly appeared 40 feet above him, standing is the tall, elderly, long-bearded human wizard of Alabaster Stein. As Corvus looks back down, he sees there's now magically a door in the side of the tower, which was not there before.
Then I will walk through the door.
Corvus walks in and slowly walks up the tall spiral staircase which goes up the entire length of the wizard's tower. The near infinite bookshelf lining the walls, completely full of books. As Corvus walks up, he eventually sees Alabaster Stein, or more specifically, a simulacrum of Stein, sitting in a chair on a small, cozy platform. Stein will point towards a chair and say, "Sit."
I will sit there.
After a moment, a large orange spectral hand made out of arcane energy and a much smaller hand slowly float down from up above. The large hand is holding a tray with a couple of drinks, which the small hand will hand out. Will hand a cup of tea to Stein and a mug of ale towards Corvus. At which point Stein will say, "After our first visit, I prepared a drink which I think you'll appreciate more than tea."
Corvus will drink half of it, and then set it back down on the table.
It is very good ale.
Thank you. This is much better than tea.
You wish to speak?
Yes. My companions and I need to kill something. We are hoping you could help us locate it.
And what is this thing?
I'm not sure. It's a tall creature. It has tentacles on its face. And it likes to enter your mind.
Are you referring to a mind flayer?
I think that's what someone called it.
And what are you doing going after a mind flayer, if I may ask?
It attacked me and then ran like a coward. I must find it.
Mm-hmm. Corvus, make a persuasion check.
Hey, alright.
Stein will say, "I have ways of finding such a creature, but you may be better suited doing other pursuits, like potentially helping yourself get ready for the ritual. I have the necessary materials, but it may take some time to get the last few pieces in order."
I am ready for any magical ritual you have for me, but first I need to find this thing. Nobody runs away from me.
Very well, very well. At which point, Stein will pull a crystal ball out from inside his robes. He'll say, "This will take a few minutes." As Corvus sits and waits, after about 10 minutes of Stein focusing on the orb, he puts the orb back into his robes, and he says, "I do not know if this is the specific mind flayer who decided to run from you, but I do know the location of one within the city."
Where is it?
An abandoned home in the northern district of Lux. It appears the house was recently sanctified before being abandoned once again. It appears the owner of it desecrated the home, and at which point, Corvus, make an intelligence check. Corvus realizes that this sounds like the abandoned home that led down into the Bodak lair, which the party found during their first visit towards Lux. It's at this point Stein will stop and look over towards Corvus and say, "I have a feeling you know the home and building I am referring to."
I do. I must head there now, or it might get away again.
"I have one thing that could potentially help you with that." At which point, Stein will pull out a wand from inside his robes and hand it over towards Corvus. And he will say, "To help prepare you for the ritual, I do believe this wand will help you potentially remember some of the spells which I learned during my life.
I don't know how much use this is going to be. I don't think I can cut anything's head off with it.
Just take it, take an hour to attune to it, and give it a try.
Corvus will nod at him and say, "Thank you for your help."
You're welcome. Oh, and if you really are this set on going after mind flayers, do try to be careful. The ritual will not work if you have no mind left.
My companions might say I don't have one right now.
Stein will chuckle for a moment at that. As Corvus walks down the long staircase back out into the bright light of the sun outside, Corvus... It's right as Corvus walks out of the wizard's tower when he sees the rest of the party walk up towards him.
He found the mind flayer, and he gave me a stick, and I'll show them the wand.
Can you tell what that is, Mari?
Yeah. Do you want me to use this wand on your stick, Corvus? See what it is?
Yes, I'd like to know what it is.
All right.
So, Mari uses the wand of identification on Corvus's stick, and it turns out it is a Transmuter's Chaos Wand. As an action, Corvus, you can use the wand to cast a spell on a creature within 30 feet of you or yourself, and then roll a d20 to see which spell gets cast.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, I'm really hoping for an 8, 9, or a 10. 11 and 12 would be cool, too. Oh, this is so funny. I love this thing.
This is wild.
Also, as a reminder, if you are raging, you cannot cast spells, so you'll have to not be raging, which is one downside to it, but it still may be useful. You never know.
Worth it.
I remember that part. Oh, I'm happy to have this. It looks silly.
Well, are we ready to try and take on the
Yeah. Go
thingamabobber?
get that thing.
Would Corvus like to try to attune to the wand now or wait?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we can.
Or, unless we can attune to it while walking. I guess I don't know how long of a walk it's going to be.
It'll only take from there maybe 15 minutes.
Oh, man. Do we want to spend the time or do we want to go now?
I think we should spend the time. This thing is probably not going to be moving around that much, right?
Yeah, I think it makes
Especially
sense
during the day.
to wait.
Then I guess we wait.
The party makes it over towards the abandoned 2-floor home, which they arrived in once before. Underneath the home was an underground tunnel which led into the lair of a Bodak demon, which the party was able to slay on behalf of the church. As they make it back over towards the home, it still appears to be just as lonely and dark on the outside as it was the first time they saw the home.
Well, we can keep an eye on it while Corvus gets to know his stick a little better.
After about another 45 minutes, Corvus is now attuned to the Transmuter's Chaos Wand.
Oh boy.
Nice.
I don't want to do it right now.
I mean, you probably should do it right now. Because you don't want to do it before you want to raid. You want to do it before you want to rage.
It should be noted you also cannot concentrate on spells while raging.
Right, and those are a lot of concentration spells in there.
Oh, dang it. It is. Though, if it was Tensor's transformation, it'd probably be worth... Oh, I don't know if it'd be worth, but maybe it'd be worth to have that going instead of rage. But that's kind of a big if. I mean, you could cast it on someone else, Well, but then you can't. But no, you can. Nah. I mean, you could always try it and then just drop concentration if it's not worth it.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to try it.
Do it.
All right, I'm gonna use the wand.
Okay, as Corvus used the wand, who are you going to target?
I'll do myself. Why not?
Okay, roll a d20.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis?
The party watches as Corvus's entire form suddenly floats above the ground.
Wild. Wow. Do we
Can
want
he move himself sideways or just float?
Corvus can move himself in any direction.
Oh, this is good.
Do we want to cast protection from evil and good before going down as well?
It's
I mean, it's 10
Let's
minutes.
see here. Yeah, it's probably worth it. I can protect one person, I think.
yeah.
I mean, you can protect yourself. I think it's worth, if you're gonna cast it, worth casting now instead of, using an action in combat.
Yeah. I'm definitely not gonna protect myself.
What?
That is not a thing I do.
Don't say it like that.
That is not a thing I do.
Protect yourself.
No, absolutely not.
Corvus, do you have a negative on your intelligence saves?
How did you know?
I'll cast on Corvus.
I'm gonna cast on Ori.
Thank you. So we can head down now.
Let's do it.
I have a plan.
We only got 10 minutes.
That's your plan.
Yeah, what's
is
the plan,
is there a
Corvus?
window on the second floor?
There is a window on the second floor. Both appear to be closed at the moment.
Since I can fly right now, why don't I go in through the second floor window? We can cover 2 floors at once.
Corvus floats up into the air and bursts through. Does Corvus try to open the window or break through it?
What a question.
Corvus breaks through one of the second floor windows into one of the still messy bedrooms upstairs. Corvus, make an investigation check.
Nice.
14.
Corvus does not find any mind flayers or anything that would lead him to believe they're there. As the rest of the party enters in through the first floor, let's have everyone else make investigation checks for the first floor.
Oh boy.
As the party is looking around, the room is still a mess. You don't remember a lot about where everything was from the last time you were here, but you don't seem to find any signs that anyone has been here recently.
I'll yell up the stairs, whisper up the stairs, Corvus! Anything up there?
And Corvus will not whisper back. Nothing up here!
Well, let's go downstairs. We should probably act quickly in case it's hurt us by now.
Yep.
What's the order going down the stairs? That is a tight fit.
Mario, go first.
I think I would like to go second if possible.
Gonna be in the middle, Ori, or at the end?
I'm okay with being at the end, but whichever.
Okay. Here we go.
And as the party single file runs down the stairs, moving quickly to make sure they can get the full benefit of their protection from good and evil spells, Mari and Corvus see a mind flayer hiding underneath the stairs. Is at this point we're going to end the episode here.
Ah!
Ah,
I knew it. Ugh.
Oh, all right.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We will see you next week.